So, you're new to Battlebit Remastered and you don't know which weapons to use. You don't want to just be fumbling around with some weapon that's trash and getting destroyed all the time. I got you. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing 3 weapons, and these 3 weapons are all you need until you surpass level 100. You can use these weapons against any player of any level and do good. So let's get to the video, and I'm going to also throw in 2 bonus weapons at the end. Let's get to it. First off, I have the M4A1. Basically, if you want something that's all around good, simple to use, and good at basically everything, the M4A1 is for you. The M4A1 is unlocked when you launch the game. Solid all-around AR. Like, it might be the best in the game for assault rifles in terms of being solid at everything and not really having a weak point. Like, the M4 is not necessarily the best at anything, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have a weak spot. Like, it doesn't have the fastest TTK, it doesn't have the longest range, it doesn't have the lowest recoil or the highest accuracy. But what it does have is a solid ranking in each of those departments. Like, solid TTK up to 125 meters, decently controllable recoil pattern, solid accuracy. Its strength is that it has no weakness. It's basically what you expect of an M4A1 in any game. It's what we got in Modern Warfare 2019 on release with the M4A1. You can honestly use the M4 all the way until you unlock more exciting weapons after level 100. Like, I prefer over the AK-74, over the SG-550, over the AUG, over the AK-5C, over some of the higher level assault rifles. I prefer the M4A1. Here's how I build it, and how you build the M4A1 is very important. I build it out with the tactical barrel, and then the B25 URK grip, and then the quick aim magazine, and then short range sight. Doesn't matter which one. I like the aim comp, the red dot, and the HS401 sights, so I'm gonna rock those. And then when you control the recoil, look at that, pretty much just a straight vertical recoil, very easy to control. And like I said, you're gonna be using this thing like 125 meters, and so you don't need something that's super controllable at like 300 meters, right? Look, very solid, very controllable close range. Reload speed is decent with all the buffs we applied to it. 80 meters, boom, very solid, very easy. Spray 2 or 3 targets with it. It's just an all-around easy to use good gun. You can move well with it, lean out. Like, it's very strong and very good. Like, it's not the best at anything, like I said, but it's not bad at anything, which makes it incredibly strong. If you're looking for something more in the skill department with maybe a little bit more recoil, higher damage, longer range, and a reward for hitting the head, the AK-15 is for you. The AK-15 is basically the FAL, which is the best assault rifle in the game for the people who don't have it yet. It's unlocked at level 15, very low level, does the same damage as the FAL, just at a lower fire rate, therefore slower TTK. But unlike the FAL, the AK-15 does not excel at close quarters combat due to the lower fire rate being sub 600. But you can still get eliminations with it from closer range, but you have to hit the head because the headshot multiplier is very important. I'm going to talk about that in a second. From the 50 to 200 meter range, it's very strong, almost unrivaled if the FAL and G3 didn't exist. An accurate weapon that you can use like a DMR from 100 meters plus, tap fire in it. 60 headshot damage, meaning it will 2-tap to the face, which is why I said at close range it's important to be accurate with it, especially with a lower fire rate gun, because if you miss a shot with a lower fire rate gun, the RPM's not high enough for you to recover from that miss in a timely manner, right? So 60 headshot damage, 2-tapping to the face to empty and normal helmets to the head, 3-tapping heavy and exo to the head. Put the long barrel on it, and it will 3-tap up to normal armor players to the body. Now, if you're low level, you want to hone your accuracy, use a weapon that rewards skill, so you're ready for the FALs later on, I highly recommend the AK-15. So this is how I build the AK-15. I build it with the BCM gunfighter grip because the horizontal recoil is a little bit of a problem without it. You see the horizontal recoil rests at 2.06 and the vertical is 1.42. So I build BCM gunfighter to reduce that horizontal recoil, the tactical barrel to reduce the vertical recoil, quick magazine, and then I use a 1X optic. And then that's how it looks. Pretty easily controllable. Honestly, it has a little bit of horizontal shake, but it's mostly visual with this gun. It's very strong. Those are the only 2 assault rifles that you will need in this game until you unlock the FAL. Not joking, like, I would not waste your time with the AUG A3s, the SG-550s, the ACRs, the AK-5Cs of the game. As you progress, once you hit level 50, you can give the Scar H a go. The G36C is a solid weapon. Like, the FAMAS is solid now. The HK419 is also solid now. But really, the AK-15 and the M4A1 compete with all of those weapons. Not saying they're necessarily better, but they compete with them at a very solid level. Now, for the only SMG you will ever need in Battlebit Remastered from level 0 all the way to max level, you won't really use any other SMG in the game, not going to lie, as it stands now, unless they rebuff SMGs. If I would have made this video a few weeks ago before all of the SMGs got nerfed, I would still be telling you as a beginner to use the MP7, but the difference is as you progress, you'd pick up the MP5, you'd pick up other SMGs in the game. But now with the MP5 and the PP2000 being nerfed at range, and the P90 being nerfed as well, the MP7 is king of the hill for SMGs. The MP7 is the only SMG besides the PP19 that did not get its range cut to 20 meters. It got its range cut from 50 to 40, only slightly. At a 950 RPM, 25 damage with easy to control recoil, it shreds. It's basically the Chris Vector before it got nerfed in terms of TTK, just a little bit less headshot like damage. First, I did not like the MP7 because I thought it had a long reload time, and it did. But you can fix that with these attachments, and you don't really need recoil stabilizing attachments because it doesn't have much. So you can put all of your attachments towards reducing the reload time. You're obviously going to run the medic class because Assault can't run SMGs. Rank 0 unlock MP7. Barrel, you're going to throw tactical. Under a barrel, you're going to throw the B25 URK grip to reduce the reload. Quick A magazine for reduction in reload speed as well. And look at that, we're under a 3-second reload. Very solid for this game. And then red dot sight or whatever short range optic you prefer. And then side rail, like I said, it doesn't really matter this game. Side rails don't do much. They got to fix that. And then you're left with this. An extremely high fire gun that is very easy to control the recoil. And then look at how fast I'm moving. Like, you can basically outplay people, make them miss their shots, lock onto them, and just absolutely shred them. And from 40 meters in, so you're looking at like this range in is where it shreds, and then it's going to start falling off kind of heavily after that. So like you'll notice it takes a lot longer at 50 meters to kill, but you can still kill at 50 meters. But really anything beyond 50 or 60 meters you're not killing with this. So it's more for like the Fruguses of the world, for close quarters maps where you can pick like combat in buildings, which is what they tried to do with that SMG nerf, but with the other SMGs they went a little bit too far. But best SMG in the game, MP7, without a doubt. I rack up 60, 70, 80 kills all the time on Frugus and other close quarters maps with this thing. It's absolutely insane. Now, as a little bonus, I'm not going to go over the DMR class and the sniper class because they're really boring, right? They are. They're honestly really boring. But for DMR, you can use the M110 because the 51 damage. And then you can slap, you know, the long barrel on it. You can slap vertical grip or whatever grip you really feel you need. It doesn't really matter, honestly, with the DMRs in the game. And the only reason I'm kind of bringing this to light is if you don't like the snipers, if you find your hit markering with them and you don't like the low fire rate, just the slowness of the beginner sniper in the game, you can use the M110. It's like a level 40 something unlock. I didn't check, but I know it's under level 50, and it's basically a hit scan. You have to lead slightly, but it's worth it, and it's 2 taps. So very good all around DMR, but you can't play aggressive with it like you can with the G3. So that's why I don't really like DMRs. It's more of like a sit back. It's kind of how you would expect a DMR to be used. It's not a battle rifle. So the G3 is more of like a battle rifle, but you see it's level 90 unlock, so it doesn't apply to beginners, which this video is more targeted towards beginner players. Now, if you look at the recon class, this is G69. You're going to have to gut it out till you unlock the SV98. Yeah, it's got a slow bullet velocity. You're going to have to hit the head with it. It's just going to force you to be skilled. And that's V98, you're going to notice an improvement in the bullet velo, so it's going to feel better. Once you hit the L96, things start really getting a lot better. And then the M200, 1400 bullet velo basically hits scan. But like I said, for beginners, these two are going to be what you use. So I'm not going to build them out because it doesn't really matter how you build snipers in this game that much. So build it how you like. Bonus MP7 footage because I just wanted to showcase how much I love this thing. The MP7 is absolutely insane. I honestly shit talked this gun for so long. Me and my friend insisted, Chris, this is the best SMG in the game. Even before the nerf to all the SMGs, he was like, Chris, this is the best SMG in the game. And I'm like, no, that's trash. I'm going to stick to my MP5, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't until all the other SMGs were nerfed that I realized how good this weapon was. And I was like, oh my lord, I missed out on so many eliminations, so many potentially good moments because I was so stubborn and refused to use this weapon. Just use it. At first you'll think, oh, it feels like an M13. It feels like it doesn't do a lot of damage because the high RPM. But I can insist that this thing does high damage, has a high TTK. The RPM is insane on it for the amount of damage that it does. Just use it. And the hip fire is honestly something I was very impressed by. As you can see in some of these clips, the hip fire is very accurate with it. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. And yeah. But those are like the 3 best weapons for beginners in this game: the M4A1, the AK-15, and the MP7, and then bonus, obviously, the M110 and whatever sniper you want to use. But mainly, I would recommend it for assault rifles, for all-around goodness, the M4, AK-15 for more skilled players, MP7 also all-around goodness, best SMG in the game. There you have it. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the video, and I will see you next. Thank you so much.